It has been a lifelong dream of mine to make a studio recording of music that I've written. And so I'm so thankful that I've been able to record this EP, Your Glory Alone. The process for this started back in 2019 when our church was going through the book of Hosea, and we sang a song called Faithful God. And someone approached me and they said, hey, how close are you to making a James Cheeseman album? And I said, well, I need probably like $10,000, and so I need to pre-sell like 1,000 copies. Then there's no way I could do that. But also I need a few more songs. And they said, well, when you get ready to do it, when you think you're ready, we'd like to help make that happen financially. And I was just blown away. I didn't ask for it. I didn't really seek it out, I don't think, and they just approached me about it. But I kind of stuck that in my back pocket because I didn't really know if they were serious, and I also wasn't ready. I didn't have enough songs. But fast forward to the pandemic, a couple months into it, I started having some time to write, and I was writing some good stuff, I thought, maybe I should pursue this. Maybe I should try to record something. And so I approached that person again, and they were completely serious. So I had a donation to get started with it, and so I went ahead and tried to start seeing what I could put together. That led me to consult with a guy named James Teeley. James Teeley has co-written songs for City of Light. He's co-written with the likes of Matt Papa and Matt Boswell and Aaron Keys. So he's co-written songs that we sing at FBC Farmersville, like God is For Us, and songs like Lord Have Mercy. So James helped me in this way. I sent him 13 songs, and over a course of 3 or 4 Zoom calls, we talked about all of the songs, the strengths and weaknesses, ways to rewrite them and potentially make them better. I rewrote 9 out of those 13 songs, and he ended up telling me the 5 that he thought were the strongest. There was a 6th one that I kept in the back of my mind, which was God Our Judge, and I ended up using that one too. So after I talked with James Teeley, I was seeking a producer, someone to help out. And I had a team of people praying for me. And if you were one of those people that prayed with me last summer, prayed for me, I really appreciate it because I know that God answered your prayers. This turned out way better than it ever should have, really. It's all by God's help. I could not have done this without your prayers and without all the help that God gave me and all the people that He led me to. Perhaps the biggest door that opened for me was through the help of a guy named Dennis Allen. Even before I consulted with James Teeley, I reached out to Dennis Allen. And Dennis Allen and his wife Nan have won 3 Dove Awards in the area of Christian choral music publishing primarily. But Dennis has spent a ton of time in the studio producing different projects. And I reached out to him and I asked him for recommendations. And he ended up offering to help me. And Dennis was amazing. He lined up the studio, he lined up all the musicians, he lined up all the singers, and helped me make the charts. So they were my arrangements, but he gave me feedback, which was so valuable. So he lined things up for us to record with Steve Dady at Sunset Boulevard Studios in Brentwood, which is basically Nashville. And he lined all of that up. And I went in October with my dad to Sunset Boulevard Studios, which is a studio that Steve Dady runs. Steve Dady has worked with artists like Keith Urban, Little Big Town, Keith and Kristen Getty, Stephen Curtis Chapman, the World Help Children of the World's choir that we've hosted twice at FBC Farmersville. Their recordings, he recorded them. So it's just really cool to work with Steve. Everybody that I worked with, they were all awesome Christian people, wonderfully talented and wonderfully humble and fun to be with. So Dennis and Steve made it all happen. The musicians were incredible. We recorded all the instrument tracks in one day, the vocals and gang vocals and background vocals on the next day, and the final day me and my dad just wrapped some things up. And the amazing thing about the band to me is this. The keyboard player was a guy named Jason Webb. The electric guitar player is a guy named Dave Cleveland. The bass guitar player is a guy named Mark Hill. The drummer is a guy named Steve Brewster. Those 4 guys, if you look, they recorded at Steve Dady's studio the instrumental parts for Keith and Kristen Getty's Joy and Irish Christmas 2011 album and Awaken the Dawn 2009 or 2010 album, along with numerous other albums they recorded there. And I was there with them, and they played all of my stuff. A lot of people have asked me, well, what did you play? I played acoustic guitar on one song. I played on Faithful God, and it was a lot of fun. But I'm glad that I entrusted it to them because they knocked everything out of the park. So I'm so thankful that I was able to work with them. I know that your prayers made this happen. And the whole way that this was brought about, everyone's great support, it's just been amazing and humbling. And people have asked me, okay, so you recorded this, so what are your goals? What are your aspirations? I mean, are you trying to make it big? Are you trying to get other churches to sing this? Well, sure, I would love for other churches to sing these songs if they find them useful. And if you think they're great songs to sing or to listen to, please share them. But this is my number one aspiration, for God to be glorified. I pray that these songs just magnify Christ in your life and bring you to worship God and bring you to glorify His name even more. And I trust that God will do exactly what He sees fit with them, bring them to whoever He wants to bring them to, send them wherever He sends them. It's all for His glory. That's what this is all about. It's all about living for His glory alone. As the album says, your glory alone. Thanks so much for buying the album, supporting the album, and for coming to the concert. And God bless you.